Hello folks, this is Audiotron 1003 and this evening's video is about Simmons signs, and this is the brochure or folder that I was sent some years ago when I ordered my custom bollard. So basically my plan is tonight is to show this leaflet that I was given and actually do a full sort of um, video, as it were, on the actual bollard, which is over there. I've taken the trouble to move some of the crap out of the way so I can actually get to it, because I thought it was worthwhile, because it's an actual specially made bollard for me, or rather specially printed. So first things first, as usual, this is the Simmons signs information. So there we go. So that's that, and these things, they're so common, they're everywhere. I first wanted to get my hands on one of these when I was in Isle of Wight many years ago, when I first saw them, and I love the shape because they look like sort of bombs. They've got fins on them, and they're a totally different shape to what I'm used to, so that's why I wanted one. So first things first, here's the global baselight unit, and that's everything. So we've got all that, and if I can get the light off the paper, you can have a look at the information. And if I slowly scroll down, you'll be able to read this if you freeze frame it. So if I just move my fingers up a bit, okay, and some more info. Anything on the back? So this is the back. So sales codes and options, some more information. So I remember the family there just wanted something. So as I was saying, this is the back of the information sheet, talking about various things: gear trays, reflectors, fuse boards, gland options, all that kind of thing. So that's that page, and this is the bit that I'm more interested in. Just like with bell boxes, I was more interested in the aesthetics than the actual workings of these things. Now these are the choices: 610R, 610L, 616, which is no entry. I have that. I have the 606R. I've got the 611 aspect, and I have the 625 cycle aspect. In reality, this thing wouldn't work in any sort of situation. I just wanted as many different aspects as I possibly could. So here's a nice clean product shot of one of their bollards, and these are the fins that I was talking about. They look more bomb shaped if you look at them from other angles. Here it just looks like a rounded obelisk. And then we have some more information telling you about it all. There is a flexible version and there's a rigid version, and I have the rigid version because I didn't want a lot of squishy bollards in the collection. So it's a bit more of that. And just to complete this page, there's a telephone number and address. So I shall turn over, and that's it. So nothing else to say. Blank folder, that's all there is. There wasn't anything else. I don't think they make any other kind of bollard. If they do, I wasn't really interested, so I probably only asked for this, and that's the back of the folder. So what I'm going to do now is pause the video and show you the real thing. So here's my bollard as it normally is in my room, in front of all of the others. It's acting as a kind of a pedestal for an old Christmas present that I had many years ago, but I've taken that off, and it's normally buried round the bottom with some of my Japanese souvenirs. But I've taken the trouble to clean all that out, and I've even managed to get hold of the key so I can undo the base down there and show you what the base looks like. And the plan also is to open the base up and show you inside. So what I'm going to do with this is take this off the cover, put it on my bed, and let you look at the different aspects. So here's something you don't see every day, a street bollard on someone's bed, and this is it. So this is the pass both ways aspect, and I've always wanted a bollard like that, and the only way I could get one with all this on was to sort of ask if it could be specially printed, but it cost me £200. I can't remember when this was done, but it could have been a good, I don't know, 15 years ago at least. So it's quite weighty, but it's not too bad. So if I move this around, I can show you the different aspects. So this is the pass in the I believe a right hand way. So you imagine sort of being in a T-junction, and you are facing some kind of I know, dual carriageway or something like that, and you would find yourself having to go only one direction, and that's the direction. In this case it's go right. Down at the bottom of these faces, I noticed these, and these are purely for the stickers, so that they can put the logo on in the right place. So if I turn this round, show you the next one, and this is the no entry. The reason why I have a few of these is because I like the red and blue contrasts of the keep left and keep right aspects, and the red for no entry. So that's why I have quite a few of these in the room. I like the reflector strip, and if I can get this right, it is possible to see the spectrum as the light is refracted in each of those little cells. It's wonderful when the sun catches it in the right way. Unfortunately, I don't know what went wrong, but some years ago, maybe a member of the family, probably my mother, was probably spraying something in the room, and this happened. I don't know how to get that off. I don't think it can come off. I've tried in the past. This is why I never really show this side to myself, because it would bug me. But I'm wondering about if I should replace this or not. But anyway, that's the way things are. And finally, this is the cycle track, cycle lane sort of aspect. I can think of a place where this might exist. I've seen one in Nottingham, where there's a kind of a dual carriageway for pedestrians and cyclists, and at the end of this situation there's one of these. So I have seen bollards like this in real life, and down here, this is technically my front, so that's where my sticker is, and there's a little dot to signify where to put it. And since I've got this off the base, there's the inside of one. Okay, and in here you've got the metal bracing with all the slots and holes for the fittings, and there we have a situation for the shearing bolts or bullets, depending if you use nylon or steel. If you want them to stay on, the bollards that is, you would probably use steel, but in this case I wanted shearing bolts made of nylon, so that if this thing was to be hit by oncoming traffic it would bounce off. But bearing in mind this is a small bedroom of various collections, I don't see many cars or lorries passing through the window smacking it off the base, so consequently there's neither bolts or bullets fitted to this. So I turn this round, there it is on the other side. This is blank, they've only done it on two sides. So my next thing to do is to show you the base. So here's the base. It's back to front from my perspective, but it's front according to how the contractors would lay it. I mean, this is the front and that is technically the back, but I'd prefer to have it displayed the other way. But the reason why it's not is because originally, before I had all this stuff from my Japanese trips, I wanted to open it up this way so that I could get to it without having this thing opening up over there. And the screw, if I can call it that, is protected by this cap. That's all it is, and that's the thing that allows you access into the bollard. And because I have one or two of these bollards that use this same thing, I managed to acquire a couple of them. So I'm going to put this somewhere safe, so I'll stick it there for now. And over here, this is a tin of all my bits and bobs for bollards and everything else. I'm going to see if I can do this on camera. If I can't, I'll probably have to pause the video. I've screwed it down quite tight because I don't want it loose. There we go. So there we go. This is something I see a lot of people doing on their videos, and I often wonder why they don't pause the video, unscrew things and then put things back. So here's me doing the very thing that I wish other people wouldn't do, but there we go. Just as bad as everybody else. So it is quite a long screw actually. Well, it's more of a bolt than a screw. There we go. So I shall put that down there and we can have a look at the lights. It's not been opened for quite a few years. So this is the oh, it's just a washer. So this is the Simmons global base unit as seen in the brochure, made of cast aluminium. This is the dome. Now I've been told that this thing, if a car or vehicle such as a lorry was to drive over it, it would not break. It can take quite a bit of force to make that thing come off. Well, crack I should say. So there it is. It's quite thick, sturdy stuff, and these I suspect is to make sure that it's placed in the right orientation. And there is a seal round there, so I believe that would be a gland, and that goes on there. That's to stop rain and other such things getting in there if this thing was exposed to the elements. Okay, so I'll put that to one side, and then we have finally down here the light units. Let's see, what does this do? Like I say, it's been a while. I've forgotten what that's for, but I imagine there's a use for it. What I'm really doing, yes, that's what I really want. These two things here, those are what I would use to lift it out, and the contractors themselves will do the same. So what I'll do is I'll pause the video because I need two hands for this, and then show you what's inside. Okay, this is the underside of the plate. We've got two circuits. There's two lots of chokes, so there they are. We have starters, and those I suspect will have the fuses in there because it's a twin circuit. What else have we got down here? There's the cabling, the cable entry, with the power cable going to my power supply, which is my domestic plug. And if I can do this, it should go out of one of those two holes just there. The other one is an earth connected to this nice clean board, and that just earths the whole thing. And this whole box is sealed. Let's have a look what's down there. That's just some kind of sealant. So really it's a self-contained unit. There, apart from the holes there, it's basically just a box. I can do this if I can. There you go. Stick my tablet in here, and you can see that's where the power supply comes in or goes out, and nothing much else in here. A nice clean piece of wood. And what I plan to do is pause the video again after letting you have a look at this. So it's quite a nice finish actually. I like this this unit. What I'm going to do is pause the video, put this back, put the dome back, and then switch it on and show you what it looks like without the shell on. Then I will switch the lights out and then show you how powerful it is. Okay, so what this basically is, this is there's two 31 watt fluorescent lamps in there. I switched it on earlier, blinded myself, then realized I needed to read the labeling. So my plan now is to switch this on and show you this thing working. Let's have a look. Where's my switch? Here we go. And the usual thing happens. You get a nice interesting light show. As I move out, you can see what this thing looks like. And if I close the top, I'll do this carefully so I don't create an avalanche of crap all over the place. So that's it. So if there's no shell on top of these things, that's what comes shining out of the ground. So what I'll do is I'll switch the street light that I've got on, which is up there. I'll switch that off. It's not quite dark enough outside, but I'll do what I can, and I'll show you this thing lighting up the room. So let's see. So bedroom light, which is not much use. Move that out of the way. Reading light, and finally the street light. Okay, so it's still pretty bright. I mean, it's not quite dark out there, so there's still a bit of sunlight in this room, but it's dark enough. And you can see, with that being a dark area, you can see just how much light there is. Incidentally, there's my City Flex bollard, and at the back, a kind of a rival to this, if you like, that's the Flexi Bowl that I featured earlier in my series, which is now once again buried behind Lego stuff and bits and bobs. So the final thing for me to do is pause the video and put the shell back on and show you this thing working as it should do. And there you go. That's my Simmons sign symbol in full working order. The only thing that none of these bollards have, and I've not mentioned it before, is there isn't any cells in there, photo cells. I mean, I didn't want these things switching on and off randomly like street lights would. So I had them made without the photo cell, so I could be in full control of when I wanted them lit. Because if I light all these up, there'll be so much light in this room that they'd probably end up switching themselves off and on again. So just to recap, this is the Simmonsigns symbol special edition with 4 completely unique aspects that don't work in the real world. And this is pretty much there is to say about this bollard. So thank you for watching. Bye.